Is that you should hear how they talk about you? You should hear what they say.
What they say? Yeah, we had Melissa Manchester on, Suk. You remember when she was on?
I remember that.
And she also sings, "Don't cry out loud, just keep it inside."
Scotty, how are you?
Suk, I'm doing well, babe. Look at us back on a summer Thursday, huh?
A busy summer, and I can't believe it's just flying by. I know everybody watching is probably going to say the same thing. It's flying by. It's flying by.
Listen, everybody, Suk, they send me messages all day long. When are you coming
back? Where are you? We're coming back. Trust me.
Suk, I've been airing reruns for half the summer. I think we're up to about 3 million viewers for the last 2 months, and it's all reruns. Everybody's itching for some new stuff. And I said, you know what? We pulled off a coup because we pulled off a coup. Shadoe Stevens said he'd agree to come on tonight, so we pop on, we do a show. Rhona Bennett from In Vogue said, I want to come on tonight, so we come on, we do a show.
Never gonna get it, never gonna get it, never gonna get it, never gonna get it.
Now it's time for a breakdown. Never gonna get it, never. So anyway, Suk, we got a lot of stuff going on. Everybody's loading up.
We're coming on the heels of your birthday and my birthday. We're both August babies.
Well, when you say heels, does that mean it already happened? Because your birthday happened. Mine's coming up on Tuesday.
So
you're the heels. I'm the precipice, I believe. Is that the right word? Anyway, everybody's loading up.
And I'm the shoe. I don't know. We can't get rid of each other.
I'm not looking forward to that birthday, Suk, because now I've gone over that 55 hump, and I'm just.
Oh man, I know. When you're thoroughly in it, you're like, wow, when did this happen?
55 going on 20. That's the way I feel, but.
Well, you do, and you look great. Can I tell
Suki,
you that?
Don't I look good, Suk? I look like a young guy.
I say this to my husband. After my husband, you're one of the sexiest men I know.
I play a young 55, don't I?
You do. You play very young, and your wife keeps you young.
Listen, what are you gonna do?
She's a hottie.
So speaking of sexy guys, I mean, Shadoe Stevens was a good-looking dude. He's still not bad today.
Really, yeah.
But the chicks were digging Shadoe back in the day. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God! And especially his voice, his name. Who didn't watch it? Who didn't listen to Shadoe Stevens?
Who's got a more recognizable voice, Suk, than Shadoe Stevens? Who?
I don't know.
Anyway, listen, let's get the show officially started.
America's Top 40, right?
Yeah, America's Top
40.
Well, listen, we're gonna take him back to his appliance commercials back in the day.
I'm sure.
We got all.
This is your life, Shadoe.
Oh, this is Shadoe's life coming up. Anyway, we're gonna start the show. We got Shadoe Stevens coming up. Rhona Bennett from In Vogue is coming up a little later on, and here we go, Suk. Let's light it up.
The Suki and Scott Show.
This is one of the funnest shows I've ever done.
Lady, when you're with me, I'm smiling.
It's musical. It's magical.
Suki and Scott, the 7 of Hearts. Woo! Exactly.
This is a sexy show.
Someone's getting some action.
Now, these larger-than-life personalities are on an exciting new journey as they bring you the Suki and Scott Show.
You guys nailed it. You're great. You ask great questions. You listen.
I answered you because I have respect for you guys, and it was a question respectfully put.
The Suki and Scott Show is your one-stop destination for humor.
You like De Niro and Cape Fear. Counselor!
Entertainment.
Jesse's girl.
Wonderful.
Can you paint with all the colors of the wind?
And optimism.
You guys have such amazing energy.
Ultraviolet light gets in there and it just fights the kung flu. Is that right? Okay.
Let's laugh together.
I love him.
The Suki and Scott Show.
That's the best intro for a show I maybe have ever seen.
Really?
Your intro is fantastic.
The Suki and Scott Show.
This is one of the funnest shows I've ever done.
Lady, when you're with me, I'm smiling.
It's musical. It's magical. Sorry, Suk, I had it on a loop. That'll never see the light of day. Suki, Eric Roberts is correct. That is one of the best intros I've ever seen. Oh, man. Anyway, Suk, listen, we have, even though we're mostly off and re-airing shows, we've had a pretty good summer. Just last week, one of the premier streaming platforms, the good folks at Tubi, who are owned by Fox, requested the Suki and Scott show, 25 episodes. So, I went hard.
Tubi.
Yeah. So like a little hamster, I was hard at work editing and captioning shows. And so we get started there. And on the broadcast side, look at this. 2 ABC affiliates in Michigan and Wisconsin, Suk. We're throwing it out of the park here.
We love you, Michigan. We love you, Wisconsin. We're slowly building our empire.
Yes,
slowly.
Slowly but surely, one station at a time. Maybe we could do 2 at a time one of these days. Would be great.
It'll happen. It's going to happen. We've got like amazing people that are behind us, and that's our audience who watches us all the time and supports us. So thank you for this. Listen, this was a dream. We just started this conversation not even knowing where this was going to lead us, and look where it's leading us. I mean, who knew? Who knew?
330 shows later, man. We were just trying to kill some time during COVID, so we needed something to do.
We just needed to make each other laugh. Like, how are you? I'd like to look at you a little bit.
That was it. I think Jerry Springer came on.
I think Jerry was our first, wasn't it?
And then the celebrities and performers just kept flowing in. But anyway, everybody's loading up here on the live show. I see all of our great fans,
okay. So
Jeannie Clay and everybody.
Hi, Jeannie Clay. How are you? Pam Apolloni, Cherry Hetrick, David Wolf, Anita Anderson, and Rothney. Everyone's saying hello to each other and saying congratulations to us. So there was somebody early on said, hey, do we miss Scott's birthday? We have not missed Scott's birthday.
No, my birthday's coming up on Tuesday.
Yeah,
it's coming up on Tuesday. We have not missed it. Suk, you were on vacation 2 weeks ago. I was in Nashville 2 weeks ago, drunk on Broadway as usual.
I saw pictures. Yes, it was very nice. Thank you for including me in your debauchery.
Still the best town in America, I think, is Nashville.
So can I get something off my mind that's been really bothering me?
Go ahead, Suki. That's why I'm here.
The things that happen these days that just don't make sense.
Go ahead.
So all across the country, they've been talking about these wave of robberies, these smash and grab robberies where people come into, they can go into a department store, a high-end department store. They can go into a grocery store. They can take meat off a shelf and just walk out. Apparently, there's these 2 high-end department stores in New York. The security there has been taught and now is, kind of making it very public, which I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but they don't have to stop anybody.
They look the other way, right?
Yeah.
Suki, where is this?
So where are we going with this?
Where do you want? Let's get over there. Come on, we'll do a little looting. We'll loot
$40,000 worth of goods stolen in 5 minutes, and everyone's like, "Oh, what are we gonna do?" And I get it. You don't want to lose your life over something like that, but if we don't have law and order being the most optimum, I think.
Law and order. You're out of your mind.
Don't you think that's one of the paramount things in keeping a civilized community civilized?
Suki, you know what else is civilized? Getting rid of everybody's college tuition, Suki.
Let's just get rid of it.
Suki, I just had to pay for the first semester of this year at Penn State.
I don't even want to know.
How come I'm not getting a little break for Scotty Boy? I'm struggling over here like the rest of America.
Yeah.
I don't get it. Suk, anyway, listen, let's talk about happier things. As a guy who uses his voice a lot for my career, sometimes you have to bow to the master, right? And when you say bow to the master, when it comes to voices, Shadoe Stevens is one of the most recognizable voice, right? Casey Kasem, Shadoe Stevens. As soon as he opens his mouth.
For me, who's a novice, I would probably just say those 2. Yeah.
Right? I mean, Shadoe Stevens with American Top 40 and certainly growing up, Hollywood Squares, made him a household name
Scott
as well.
Shannon here in New York?
I guess so. Shannon in New York. I don't know as much as like a Shadoe Stevens, right?
Not on that level. Not on his level.
Not on that level. But Shadow's one of those guys. He grew up in North Dakota. As a kid, he was on the radio. Life magazine did a spread on him as the youngest DJ ever in America. And from there on, I mean, the guy's been in TV shows. He's been in movies, the whole deal. And he's still doing it today at the highest levels. His voice has not changed. He still sounds amazing. And like I said, when you have a Shadoe Stevens who says, "Yeah, I'm available Thursday night at 7:30."
You make yourself available.
You make the show available for them. It's not we make the show available to you. It's we make him available to us. that didn't even make sense. I don't know what I just said.
We're available whenever he's available. Is that what you're trying to say?
That's what I was trying to say, Sue. But so anyway, here's it. So you remember, real quick before we bring Shadoe in. So a lot of people associate him with Hollywood Squares. And do you remember
Center Square?
Well, he was I think he was the bottom square,
Okay.
bottom center, right? The center square was always like the big celebrity. And they've had big celebrities on that show. Ernest Borgnine back in the day, Jack Palance, who I think I read fell asleep while he was on Hollywood Squares one time.
Jack Palance.
But do you remember there were 4 hosts of Hollywood Squares eventually? There were 4. If you
Whoopi
could
Goldberg, one of them?
If you can give me 3 of the 4, I would be so impressed by you. It wouldn't even be funny.
3 of the 4.
I'll give you the first one. Was Peter Marshall.
Peter Marshall.
Peter Marshall was the first one.
Yeah.
See if you can give me.
And there's been like 3 iterations since, right?
And there were 3 others.
Oh my gosh.
So you had Peter Marshall.
I was gonna say, was it Whoopi Center Square?
Whoopi was on a lot. Yeah, Jim J. Bullock, all those guys, Joan Rivers.
Oh my God, Jim J. Bullock was hysterical.
I'll give you another one. Tom Bergeron.
I was gonna say Tom Bergeron. Yeah.
And then one guy who had also a sensational head of hair, who was also on another show with Kathy Lee Crosby, I believe. That's amazing, or something.
Oh my
Remember
God,
that show?
I forgot his name, and I see his face and his big teeth.
It was him, I think, Fran Tarkington and
oh my
Kathy
God, Fran
Lee
Tarkington.
Crosby.
Yeah, I wouldn't remember all of that, honestly.
It was John Davidson.
Don Davidson with the big teeth.
Yeah, yes, good looking dude. And the other guy who I didn't know was Bowser from Sha-Na-Na. John Bauman.
Wow.
Was also the host of Hollywood Squares at one point. So that show had some insane celebrities that would come on, and they would always come up with they would ask the question, and the celebs would always come back with the great answers before they would actually give their answer.
The funny answers, yeah.
But anyway, here's a little bit of Shadoe, and then we're going to bring him in on the other side. Here he is, hosting a late night talk show.
I heard you started out in radio in North Dakota. Do they have television there yet? Did you get to ride in a limo to do the show tonight? Oh! Whoa!
Yeah, there he is, ladies and gentlemen. Wait, Shadoe, unplug. Oh, wait. Shadoe, you muted yourself.
Oh, there you go.
I didn't want to get in the way of your energy.
There
By the way,
it is.
Eric Roberts is right. Yeah, that opening is sensational. And you guys have such great energy. No wonder you're doing so well. This is and I love the run through.
Yeah, do you see? Shadoe, you never know who's running through.
Thank you, Shadoe. Thank you.
Shadoe, the best thing is when we first started, Suki's husband would just like be in the back swiffering the floor. It was like it was the best. It was the best. How you doing, my man? Good to see you, bud.
I am getting better with every breath.
Excellent.
Did you feel that? Cool. No, I have no right to complain. I am busy. I like what I'm doing. I have a beautiful family, and everybody's healthy. All is well.
All is well, and you still got that voice, my friend. The voice never left you. Some people it just changes. Your voice, like I was telling Suki, the minute you open that mouth, it's Shadoe Stevens.
Never before in history has so much meant so little to so many.
I love it, man. Shadoe, listen, you have had such a prolific,
storied career.
A storied career. You had your highs, you had your lows. You came back from all the demons and whatnot. And I mean, you had, growing up in North Dakota, of all places, right? No, Suk, I don't know anyone who lives in North Dakota except now Shadoe Stevens used to live there. Was that always a dream of yours? I know Life did that article on you as like the youngest DJ in America. You built a transmitter in your attic, for God's sakes.
Yeah.
Was that always the dream to be the radio DJ? Would you ever look beyond that, or was it just radio DJ right here?
No, at first it was art. My mother taught me how to draw, and I loved it, and I was passionate about it. And then my father bought a tape recorder, and I started making little stories on the tape recorder. And the next thing I knew, I was given a gift of a transmitter that I would solder together by following directions, and be able to broadcast into another room. So I found a way to soup it up. There it is. That was on the 3rd floor of our home, and I put up a 100-foot antenna. I crawled to the top of the house and hung upside down and hammered a loop into it so I could hang a 100-foot antenna.
Wow.
And that's when they put me on the air as the world's youngest disc jockey.
That is
Saturday
unreal.
morning show.
Look at you with your stack of 45s, right? You pull them all out.
That was exciting. Let me tell you.
How old were you in that picture?
11.
Wow.
11
do you know what
years old.
11-year-olds do nowadays? Nothing, Shadoe. Nothing. I just want to tell you that. I have one.
So do
I.
I. Oh man, Shadoe, that is amazing. And then, as you go through and you see these pictures of you, getting older, you're always in a radio station somewhere. Right, KROQ, right?
Yeah. I started K-Rock, and it was a really big deal at the time.
Unbelievable. And that was out in LA, correct?
Yeah.
K-Rock was in LA.
Yeah, it became the preeminent alternative rock station in the country.
Wow.
And people copied the format everywhere. It was all up, all rock, all party, all the time.
Wow. All rock,
it was
all
pretty
party.
revolutionary at the time. At the time, they did what was called day partying. And when you would lighten up the music in the morning because people didn't want to be awakened with a jolt. And during the day, the little ladies and the housewives don't want to listen to things that are too robust. So at the end of the day, we can start picking it up, and into the night, and then we'll back off again tomorrow.
I'm getting mesmerized. It's like
listening. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, I feel like I'm listening to the radio, and then you see the articles and stories like this. More people listen to this man than Reagan, Gorbachev, and the
Great
Pope.
title. Wow.
And that must be, you're doing American Top 40.
I listened to it. Who didn't listen to it? Come on, growing up constantly.
Yeah, it was on 110 countries and 1 billion people.
Holy crap.
And they flew it around the world to promote it. It was a really rough job.
Shadoe, when you think about just where you started with, here you are, this young kid soldering an antenna outside your house, to the evolution of where radio is today, who'd have thought about streaming services, Sirius, all of this stuff that we listen to, how we listen to it, iHeartRadio. I mean, there's so many different avenues to aggregate music from. Where does it stop? Right. Because obviously everybody's aggregating their own content here and there. And when does it kind of go back to the communal way of digesting?
It's not going back to any
doesn't.
communal way of digesting. On drugs?
We can't listen to anything as a community, a society. We can't just all
I don't see that happening. People are fragmented. My daughters don't listen to radio ever. And that was why. Unless there's like what you're doing, you put real personalities on and you give a reason to go there. But, in cost cutting, we have to get rid of, those pricey personalities and just focus on the music. Like you can't get music everywhere.
Right. It's insane.
With better quality.
Listen, you go onto a Spotify or an Apple and you make your playlist. And you hook it in Bluetooth to your giant speaker, and you have a concert in your house, and from your phone, and the sound is insane. It's all digital quality, but yet some people miss that, the little crackling of those 45s and the 33s, and it was just what a back at the time we didn't think so, but now when you look back, you think, man, what What a great time. And Shadoe, that rack next to your head, it reminds me of a cart rack from a radio station. We used to play the commercials.
It's a CD rack, and even that is outdated.
Yeah.
I don't ever use it. It's been maybe 15 years, and it's all my stuff. You know, it's all like art things and CDs of different projects. And, you know, when I did Cabo Wabo Radio for Sammy Hagar.
That's incredible. I will listen to that.
Rhythm Radio and different radio shows that I've done. And there's copies, and, you know, why? I don't know. Because, you know, I have like 50 terabytes of hard drives, backups upon backups of everything.
Yeah,
and
you never
need that. You need a DVD. Why? Or a CD.
Right. You never know when you can need a new demo, right?
Yeah. By the way, this monitor is like 3D. It's like a fisheye or something. It's like see the whole room. Oh God. Oh
yeah.
God. Oh God. Oh. It's so big in here.
I love it. Shadoe, one of the things you did way back in the day that kind of shot you, I think, from what I read, into superstardom, was those, you know, Fred those Federated commercials that you used to do.
Oh, okay. Fred rated for Federated. And the whole idea was wordplay. Fred rated for Federated. Fred and Frida rated for Federated. Fred and his dog Fear for Federated.
Right.
It was like, and then make up a million names of Freddie Radair, and you know we did 1,100 commercials.
1,100 commercials, and you were like, because I've watched a bunch of them, and you were like here when we were younger. We had Crazy Eddie here for a company called
He did the same thing over and over. We did.
Yeah,
like Monty Python. The guys I worked with, there were 5 really talented guys. One of them went on to be a senior executive at HBO for the next 20 years. Another one became ran a magazine, and Chuck Serino, who was the director, is also a world-class music composer, and he did all the music for Metal Radio, which is cinematic, you know, Morricone, John Williams, really extraordinary stuff.
I love it.
Really
we're gonna talk about that in a sec, but I want Souk, take a look at this one of these spots from the Federated. Watch.
Ha! You may say, why, how, where, what the? I won't say this twice. RCA closeout, huge, mammoth, bigger than big, beyond the beyond, and we won't leave you alone until you've saved enough. What? Federated's created the deal of a lifetime, RCA buy of the century. $3.5 million worth of RCA TVs, portables, cameras, and more. And how many of you need one of those, huh? Video, VCR cameras, TVs, color, black and white. Raise your hands. Okay, what? The prices? Oh, too low to mention. Trust me. The lowest prices ever on RCA. Trust me. Federated's RCA closeout July 12th through the 18th. Don't worry about me. Save yourself.
I haven't seen that one in 30 years.
Isn't it amazing that the quality from the old TV tapes, man? But I know that, you know, when you read your history, those were really the launching pad to you for a national platform, right?
It really was. When I left radio, I opened up a production company, and the first things I did were all audio, and I ended up doing Federated radio, and then it became television. But I also did all of the advertising for the Blues Brothers movie and 48 Hours and Fast Times at Ridgemont High, and won Clio Awards, and we did really well in advertising. And then Federated took off, and it went from 14 stores to 78 superstores in 5 states in 4 years. It was extraordinary. People would stand in line for 2 hours to meet Fred. We used to do this thing where they would have me in the back in a white suit, and I would hold my hand up like this and wear glasses, and they would bring me in on a hand truck and then set me down and then like turn a thing in my back, and I go, well, hi, what's your name? And they would for people in line, they would say, whatever you do, don't say the word Zenith. And somebody would always say Zenith, and I would go, and I'd fall on the table, and they'd go, oh, now we've got to get a new Fred. And they would pick me up, put me on the hand truck, take me out, we'd take a break, and then we'd come back with a new Fred. It was so funny.
I love it. Souk, look at this guy right here.
The hair. I always remember the hair and the leather jackets. I do.
Right? Shadoe Stevens, and he was just, boy, man, almost. I'm trying to think of who you look like there, Shadoe. You look like
Mel Gibson.
Yeah, that's it. Mel Gibson from Lethal Weapon. That's who you look like right there.
Yeah.
Right?
Wow.
Yeah.
Mel Gibson vibes.
And you were, I noticed you were in, and Suk, you're probably not going to recognize this name, but one of my favorite movies ever when HBO first came out back in the day was a movie called Kentucky Fried Movie. And you did some bits for that movie.
I did. We really hit it off. That was the Zucker brothers and Jim Abrams, really brilliant, talented guys. And they came to me and I did all their advertising as well. We won some big awards for that campaign.
Yeah, so dirty. It's such a dirty movie.
Story. It's such a great movie. It's so funny. They came back to me afterward and they said, we really enjoyed writing with you. We'd like to work on our next project together. We'd get together a couple times a week and write. And I would go, and I thought, well, these guys have been together since college. I'll be like a fourth wheel. And I turned them down. So a year later, they come back to me to voice the presentation for Paramount Pictures for their new project, Airplane. I have never quite gotten over that one. It's like, sometimes you just get in your own way.
Yeah.
Holy moly.
Yeah. That movie did okay.
That did okay. That did, it's called classic.
Yeah. Kind of as good as anything ever got.
Right. How many times have you heard, I am serious and don't call me Shirley?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's so great. And listen, let's talk Hollywood Squares, man. I mean, did you ever think that you'd be so associated with a game show in your life?
No, at the time, I was helping the guy who produced Hollywood Squares I was the first guy that put me on television in Boston. And and also on the Steve Allen show when I came to Los Angeles.
Right.
And he was going to bring back Hollywood Squares, and he asked if I would do the voice for the demo. And I said, sure. And I did. And then it was the biggest hit of the year. And he said, he wanted me to come in and do it. And I said, no, I'd come out hot. I was hot off of Federated. I had a 3-picture movie deal with Dino De Laurentiis. So I was excited about this. And so I turned him down 3 times. And the third time he said, how about if we put you in the square and you do it from the square? And I went, oh, well, that would be fun.
That works. That works.
And so then it was huge. Who knew?
Shadoe, what is it about you that takes you from one platform to another platform to another platform to constantly recreate? What is that?
Failure?
I'm sorry?
Failure.
It's failure.
Yeah. No, it is. It is. It's like I did a whole art series about this called the Transdimensional Symbolism of Rocky Waters. And the first piece is, just when he thought he was winning the game, fate took a turn down a blind alley, and suddenly he was confronted with fear, doubt, and change. And then each piece is a different mindset as you go, what do I have to do? I have to learn something? Oh, Jesus. And so that happened over and over and over again in my career. And as a result, I know how to do a lot of stuff.
Yeah, a lot. From podcasting to create. I mean, just incredible. Just incredible.
And listen, let's talk about mentalradio.net, because that's the project you're doing right now, and you've got a bunch of episodes, and it's been described as audio. What's that? What is that? Who is that, Suk? Is that you? Oh, Walk Leo? Is that what it's telling you to walk Leo? Leo doesn't poop yet today. Where the hell's Leo?
Oh, God.
Turkey.
I was really hoping we could hear that. When you just played.
We'll be back right after these words from Purina. I'm like, what the hell is that? Walk
I know.
Leo.
I got to delete that. I got to delete that.
Funny. Anyway, mentalradio.net. You described it as audio theater on jet fuel. And it's really takes you back to that theater of the mind. The production value of this is insanity. You told me it takes, a couple of weeks to put these things together. I'm going to give you a little sample. Yeah, even longer. I'm going to play a little sample, and then we'll talk about it on the other side. Take a listen.
We wanted to start today with a visit to the Opera House, where performances take place with a live orchestra. It's live theater, and the conductor, Chuck Serino, and The performers all on stage. You can hear them tuning up. They're about to begin. Chuck is raising his baton.
Okay, let's try it.
In a dark and empty city, a hostile wind snarls as a lone man lumbers down a broken sidewalk. Yellow paper swirls in the wind as he hobbles over jagged shards of concrete and fragments of glass. The bleached bones of a long-dead mouse crunch beneath his frayed flip-flops as Warren Paltry licks chapped lips, looks at his cracked hands, and then sneers at the heavens and walks into a hole.
Oh, it's like surround in my little headphones here, man.
Yeah. All of the sound design does that. And what happened just last week? I met this guy at a wedding who makes $2,000 earphones.
Wow.
Let me say that again.
$2,000.
I said, I've got Beats earphones. I've got Sony earphones. I'd mix everything on earphones and on speakers. And how much better can it be?
Yeah.
Well, I go over to his lab. They make these handmade earphones, and I put them on and listened to my own stuff, and the sound went out to here.
Wow.
Moving it, and he brought me a pair.
Wow.
And they are,
look at those bad boys.
Wow.
They're works of art. And then I went over and poured my own, and I'm getting new housings because you can pour your own colors.
Wow. Psychedelic.
I love it. So you mean my
first piece with those right
Shadow,
now?
that sounded good in my $7 gas station headphones. I got to tell you.
Thank you. Yeah, it's really a fanatical attention to detail, and I wanted to bring audio theater into the 21st century and make it immersive. Sounds come from behind you. They move around. Characters move around, and there are jokes, throwaway jokes, constantly because it isn't like cartoons. Everything is treated as if it's really serious, and it's really funny. So it's a 30-minute animated comedy anthology series of adventures and cliffhanger endings, and sci-fi and comedy and fantasy and parody. And we have jingles that are really fabulous that make fun of being afraid. There's one that's, "Don't forget the world is ending. Don't forget to be afraid. Keep pretending you got it made." It's real happy.
It sounds uplifting.
We need that.
So you gotta ridicule phobias, in order to rise.
The irony of it, yeah.
Yeah, and it's Viktor Frankl wrote about that in Man's Search for Meaning. He said if you can ridicule phobias, you can rise above them through humor and irony, because it breaks the chain of phobia, triggers the response, triggers the phobia. And I believed that wholeheartedly and created Mental Radio on that basis. Mm-hmm. It's like we got to use storytelling for mental health.
I love it. Mentalradio.net.
Subversive optimism.
Right there, mentalradio.net. And all the episodes are up there right now, and there's new ones coming out.
You get the free app. There's Apple for Apple and for
Android
Google Play.
users.
Google Play.
Look up Mental Radio, one word, and it's all free. This is art for art's sake.
I love it. And just to touch on a few things before we go, Shadow. I know I was watching things with you all day, Larry Sanders Show, and I guess Hank's getting ready to fill in for him, and you're doing the "Hey now," here. and he's telling
of all time.
Oh man,
God, that was funny.
He's telling you like go a little octave higher, right? I was just it was a
little more B flat.
Yeah, here you guys are right here, and he's like, and you're like, "Hey now." Hey now. It's so great. And then some other videos I was watching today. You guys had a Hollywood Squares reunion on the Joan Rivers show. Jim J. Bullock is there.
Yeah, I love Jim.
And Joan was always on with you guys. And you were just, really, you were an iconic figure. And again, it was mostly American Top 40 and Hollywood Squares. And I know you did that show. What was the show you were on with Dave's World with right from Night Court.
Yeah, that was 4 years. That was a great time.
Yeah, that was a really fun show. Here it is right here, Dave's World.
Oh my God, I'm looking at all these pictures. I'm missing the 80s right now. I really am.
That on the right is JC Wendell. JC does lots of my characters on Mental Radio. She's really fabulous. She can do anything.
That's amazing. And then, of course, who can forget Max Monroe,
Max
man?
Monroe.
You were Max Monroe, loose cannon.
Yes. Manly things.
Listen, Shadow, as a radio guy, we have Rhona Bennett coming up in just a few minutes from In Vogue.
I love In Vogue.
If you had to pick, I'm sure you played many songs of theirs. If you had to pick one In Vogue song to sing in the shower, which one would it be?
Never gonna get it. Never gonna get it. Never gonna get it. Great song.
And now, do you go? You have? Is that the one where it goes? Now it's time for a breakdown.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, fabulous song, beautiful production, great harmony.
Yeah, I love it.
I love them.
Shadow, listen, man, you are an icon. Suki and I, we're kids of the 70s and 80s into the 90s. And, we just love having folks on who were just like the soundtracks of our childhoods.
Yeah.
And you were one of those guys, man. And I just, it's just an honor to talk to you as two people in the business. And, we can only hope to reach half the success that you have reached, my friend, in your career.
Well, thank you. You have great energy. You're terrific. I'm sure that's why you're doing so well. And I wish you the best. And I'll be out here on the perimeter cheering you on.
Thank you so much.
Do me a favor, just for my own benefit, just give me a Shadoe Stevens back with more of the Suki and Scott Show right after this.
Ladies and gentlemen, back with more of the Suki and Scott Show in just a moment.
If only I had a commercial to hit right there, it would have been great.
Yeah, the punchline.
I love it. Shadoe, thank you, my friend. Just an absolute pleasure to have you on,
Thank
buddy.
you, sir.
Thank you. Have a good night.
There he is, ladies and gentlemen. Look at this guy right there. Shadoe, thank you so much, my man.
Great. Thank you.
Have a great rest of it. And good luck with it. It's mentalradio.net. Need everybody to go check that out as well. Thank you, bud.
Yep. Thanks.
Take care, Shadoe. Bye-bye. Wow, Suki. What an icon.
I love that what he said was just fear of failure. Like he just kept, that's what keeps him like constantly changing, progressing, moving forward, and learning new things. I mean, it's like something that we all need to do, right? You can all get stuck in a funk and just say, this is it. This is as good as it gets. This is it. But no, Shadoe
Suki
just kept going and going and going. I love it. What an inspiration.
It's like us, Suk. We just keep going. We don't
I don't
care
know
what
on that
anybody.
level. I mean, Shadoe is kind of everywhere.
To imagine, how much, remember, like, I think he took over for Casey Kasem at the time. And just to do that American Top 40 once a week, those guys were making a fortune.
Yeah.
Right. Just a fortune. And everything was basically written for them.
Yeah.
The back timing into the songs and, our number 2 song this week. But it was just one of those things that everybody listened to, right? It was on Sunday mornings.
Sunday mornings. We all watched it. I
Right.
mean, listened to it. Not watched it. Listened to it.
Suk, real quick before we bring Rhona in, I was looking through some of, did you ever watch Hollywood Squares as a kid?
I did.
Right?
Yeah, sure.
So how like they would ask the question, the host, whether it was Peter Marshall or whomever, and the celebrity that it was asked to always had like a really funny response.
Yeah.
Before, right? So I wrote a couple of. You remember Paul Lynde? He was always in the
Paul
center
Lynde,
square.
yeah. He
Paul
was
Lynde,
always
right?
talking like this.
Right. Paul Lynde. All right. So here was one of the questions. Do female frogs croak? Hey, Paul, do female frogs croak? And he says, if you hold their heads underwater long enough, they will. Now, I don't know if that stuff was written or everybody just had it off the cuff, right?
I think he had it off the cuff.
If it was written, every celebrity had to have the same response to whomever they picked, right? Because they didn't know who was going to get picked.
Exactly.
Here's a couple more, right? So here's a question. If you're going to make a parachute jump, how high should you be? And Charlie Weaver at the time says his first response is 3 days of steady drinking should do it.
I was going to say as high as you possibly
Yeah,
can
right,
get.
right. And then they give you their answer. And here's the last one. According to Ann Landers, 2 things you should never do in bed. This was for Paul Lynde again.
Oh, God.
So, Paul, according to Ann Landers, what are 2 things you should never do in bed? And Paul Lynde goes, point and laugh. So I always loved their right. The real answer never even mattered. But so Sook, listen, Shadoe Stevens would have been enough for tonight, correct?
No.
That's a show.
We're gonna take it to another level.
But no, we're not done yet, Suki. We're not done because coming up is Rhona Bennett, and she's been with En Vogue for I think she's had some spots where she was on and off. Now she's been there for a while. They're back on tour again.
Love it.
And it's 3 of the ladies instead of the 4 now. And I always, man, when they came out, I think, what was the song? Hold on, Sook. And she could tell us. I don't know why we're gonna sit and guess. But what was the song? Was it Never Gonna Get It? Never Gonna Get It?
Yeah.
The one where they all wear like those like gold dresses. And everybody was sexy with the legs and the heels. I think it was that one, right?
I don't know if it was that
the video.
one.
The video was.
I'm trying to think about the video.
You know what I'm talking about? The video was big on MTV.
Yeah.
And they kind of wear those same outfits now on tour, and you'll see in the video. But we'll talk about it. But
my loving, you're never gonna get
my
it.
loving, are you never gonna get it?
Yeah. Free your mind, and the rest will follow.
That's possible. She'll tell us. I bet she'll know. But what's your? Whoa! You sparked off Leo there. Those what's your out of like the top songs that were always on the radio? What would be your favorite En Vogue song?
Oh, my definitely would be "Free Your Mind and the Rest Will Follow."
Nice. I think we got to ask her if you can go out on the road with them. You sound perfect, I think.
Yeah, that's exactly
you
correct.
really sound great. Anyway, Rhona Bennett's with En Vogue. They're out on tour again, and here's a little bit of Rhona and the girls, and we'll bring her on the other side. Take a
Be this way.
There she is, ladies and gentlemen.
What a commentary on the world at that time, and no one. I mean, it was just so politely put, and
Free
the
your mind.
punctuation. Yeah, exactly. Free your mind, the rest will follow.
I love it.
Super fitting then and super fitting now.
Super fitting. I mean, talk about the sign of the times. I mean, it just keeps going down. Back then, we weren't as conscious or aware. Now we are.
Very.
Rhona, listen. I don't care what the message is. You guys look sexy as hell in those outfits.
Look at him.
That's kind of you. Thank you.
I'm just a red-blooded American male, and that's. But anyway, listen. Absolute pleasure to have you on. What's going on? Everything. Listen, you guys are back out, right? I love how all the vintage acts from the 70s, 80s, 90s, everybody's out on tour.
Everybody, right? As much as we can get out there, we are. We got shut down for 2 years almost. Our industry got blindsided. So I think everybody's like running to connect. You know?
You know what I love? Like I just saw online Betty D from Sweet Sensation. They have the women of what's it called, Sook? We had Betty D
Freestyle.
on.
We had Freestyle is back in Atlantic City right now. So.
And who is she's gonna kill me. I can't think of her name right now. Who's your friend who we had on? She's a famous freestyle singer.
I don't know who you're talking about. Cynthia?
No, not Cynthia.
I had to go through all through Judy Torres.
Judy Torres. There you go.
Okay,
Judy Torres was on. She's gonna kill us for forgetting her name. And also All Alone on a Sunday Morning. Who was that? Who was that again?
Lisa,
the Cult Champ.
They were Rhona. I'm gonna forget you were on tomorrow. But it's so great to see everybody out and you guys doing your thing. And I love you with New Kids on the Block. And I mean, it's Salt and Pepper. I love that. Just love all that stuff. So good to see you guys back. It's got to be fun for you to be in front of a live audience.
Absolutely. This last tour that we did with Rick Astley as well. I mean,
Which
just,
was, I cannot believe that. Rick Astley.
like, make it make sense, right?
Yeah.
It was the most odd pairing. But honestly, I'm grateful for all the people that gave themselves the opportunity to see the show, because I really do think it was something special. And I don't know if it's duplicatable, if that's a word tonight, but
yeah,
it just really was special. And the energy was amazing. And I think what I loved about it, well, I love so much about it, but one of the things I really loved about it is that all these legends have probably been through the mud a bit with the industry, especially if you came from the 80s, 70s. You've had a lull in work, right? It wasn't cool to bring back these nostalgic acts. But now that that is here, there's another level of appreciation and gratitude and the attention that goes into the work. And so the exchange with the audience was amazing. So shout out to everybody that was on the tour.
Listen, the best music was really in the 70s and 80s and early 90s. Let's just be real about that. I mean, like, well, by the time we got to 2005, I think I tuned out. I really did. I was like, I think I gave up in 2005 or 6. I was like, it's just not working for me anymore.
What are you going to do?
It's so fun.
Rhona, you got the moniker Miss R&B.
Yeah.
Right? How do you wear that moniker? I mean, that's a big one, isn't that?
Well, you know what's funny? You are you familiar with Richard Roundtree?
Yes.
So
yes, we know Richard.
I was on a play with Richard years ago, and it's just my initials. But because I sing, people think bigger, right? He used to call me R&B. R&B, what are we doing today? R&B. And I was calling him R. And so I just put a miss in front of it, and that's how it birthed.
I love it. I like the first time, by the way, the first time I ever saw Richard Roundtree in a movie was Earthquake. If you remember the movie Earthquake, he was in that movie. Long time ago. So great. Wow.
That's
Richard
brilliant.
Roundtree.
Miss R&B. That is just brilliant.
Right? Brilliant. I thought so too. I was like, Richard, you just came up with something for me. Who
really
knew?
Good. Really good.
So funny. Yeah. And listen, you're songwriting, you're an actress, you're a life coach, you're a dancer. What made you want to, you have this book out right now called Saving Your Soul.
Yeah.
Right. And it's navigating the music and entertainment industry at all stages of your career.
Huge.
And I guess as somebody who went through it and it continues to go through it, it kind of sounds like a book that everybody who wants to be in the entertainment business really should pick it up as a handbook.
I would think so. I hope so. I poured over 30 years of wisdom and life experience in there. So even though it services creatives overall, anybody that's looking for tested wisdom, you can find it in those pages. For me, I didn't notice in the marketplace that there was an artist that had boots on the ground currently that was writing about what's happening, you know? So who's going to help you navigate the terrain with some boots on the ground? So I decided to attempt to fill that void.
Because, you always hear about the industry when it's too late, right? When it's too late, when somebody's already like falling off a cliff and they're, like literally, their life, here they have this storied career and then all of a sudden things start going for the worse. And you're like, wait, I don't understand what's going on. And most of us like the media and we're all so kind of hardened to it all. But the reality is artists put so much of their life into their work. It's like it is their soul, like you said. So to have that like ripped apart, I'm surprised that there hasn't been a boots in the ground kind of, book out there for kids who want to start in the industry and what they need to know. That's crazy. What is the biggest learning mistake that you think is done every day by new talent?
That's a good question. Well, nowadays the terrain is different than when I came up, if you will. Yeah. So, you can get overnight success like that.
Yeah. A TikTok.
Right? Like the next day you could be viral and people are coming at you for opportunities. So, in that sense, I would say just mindset, right? A lot of the things they're challenged with, we didn't have challenged, like social media and what that can do to the mental health and being in front of so many people all at once, giving their opinions about you. That can be tough. So I would say learning how to navigate that terrain when you start to see. Yeah,
there was an actor that just came out. I forgot his name. Is it Tobey Maguire? Who was it? that just came out and said that, he's staying off all social media because it hasn't been good for him mentally. It was the new Spider-Man.
Yeah.
He's dating Zendaya. Who am I talking? I forgot
who
who
you're talking about.
Yeah. Okay. Tom Holland? Tom Holland.
Yes, Tom Holland. Yes, Tom Holland. That's it.
All I know is he's got my girl Zendaya on his hands, and I'm like, yo, you hit the jackpot there.
Jackpot.
Okay, show the brush.
Rhona, listen, you guys, I should say the 2022 Be Great Humanitarian Awards are coming up. That's on Friday, September 9th in Anaheim. Yes. And you are actually going to be performing there. Now, is that just you separately without En Vogue? That's you separately?
Yes, I'm going to be actually with my Mouseketeer brothers and sisters. We're all going to be contributing to the after party gala that night. And I will be singing an original song with Tony Luca.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Oh, nice. All right. That's like an anniversary reunion you guys are going to be doing for because you were part of the Mouseketeers and the Mickey Mouse Club.
Yes.
The all new Mickey Mouse Club.
Yeah, the all new Mickey Mouse Club. Here you guys are right there.
Look at you.
And wait, who's that? That's what's his name in the middle?
Shazay.
That's right.
And there's Zach from Saved by the Bell.
No, that's not Zach.
No?
That's actually Ricky Luna, probably, and he's got his own measure of success with his Latin Grammys and all kinds of goodies.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
Okay.
Talent came.
I could see where you'd see that, Sook. And here, look, there you are.
Oh my God, look how adorable you are, Rhona. Look at you.
That's sweet of you. Thank you.
I love it, the Mickey Mouse Club. And so you guys, you're out now. Obviously, the first iteration of En Vogue had the 4 original members, right? It was these young ladies right here, all beautiful women, talented women. How did you come about, getting into the group?
Interestingly enough, the young man you just called Zach, Ricky Luna called me in to sing a demo for him one day. And he happened to be working with a producer that was working on their 2004 album, Soulflower. And after the session, he said, I don't know if you'll be interested in something like this, but En Vogue is looking for another member. Would you be interested in meeting one of the founders of the group? And that was Denzel Foster.
Right.
And so I said, I guess it was not what I was thinking. I was going for a solo career at the time, but we met. He heard my songs that I'd written. He heard the songs I recorded with Rodney Darkchild Jerkins, who was very popular and still doing his thing now. But they flew me up
Rodney
to the
Jerkins. That's pretty big. He's pretty big. Really.
Yes.
Big. Really, really big. Not like a little big. He's like big. Huge.
He's really big.
Really big. Really talented.
I agree with you. And I flew up to the Bay to meet the ladies, and it just
all clicked. I love it. I love it. That's the way it should be. And here you are, back out on tour, the 3 of you guys.
Do you have a favorite song to sing? And then
which is the one? Which is the one, Rhona?
I don't have a one. I think they're all great in their own way. But if I were to,
what does the crowd go absolutely crazy for?
They go absolutely crazy for all of them. But I will say, Free Your Mind has just traversed time.
I mean, yeah.
Sook, how's that one go? Give me a little.
That was my theme song. I loved it. I mean, listen, can I tell you a secret? Like, okay, so En Vogue's first album came out, and I was just like, what is this? It was my freshman year in college. I was
Go ahead, Suki.
I was pledging a sorority, and we had to do like a lip sync competition. And what did I came out with combat boots, a bustier,
all right now,
shorts, and I was like singing like, it was En Vogue all day long.
Wait, Sook, I thought
gorgeous. They were sexy. They were talented. They were just like in your face, and
absolutely,
it was just the messaging was just all about what I was about. I was just like, yes.
Suki, you told me you were doing Prince back in those days.
That was on our morning show, Rhona. That was on our morning show.
Rhona, listen. Listen, you're sitting right here. Can you give us like 30 seconds, a little acapella for your mind?
I am so not that person.
Really?
No, you know what? It's something that has always been a challenge for me. I never liked singing in front of small groups, and I never liked singing on the spot. And people can't understand it because I do it professionally.
Yeah.
But my gift doesn't seem to work like that all the time.
Well,
I love
you
it.
know what, Rhona? You know what, Rhona? I was prepared for your negative reaction. So I have.
Well, I gotta be negative, Scott.
I have this instead. Always got to have a backup plan, Rhona. Always have a backup plan.
Good, Scott.
So what's it like working with Terry and Cindy? I mean, like, what are the stories that happen behind the scenes? What do they say? Like, what did they say, Rhona, like the fans are crazy? Like let's talk about this.
You know what? It is actually, for the most part, very positive experience. We all honestly operate in so much gratitude. We're just grateful that we get to continue to do what we love for a living. Everybody's very mature. Everybody has a spiritual walk
in it. Yeah.
So, yeah, we have a very respectful relationship, and so far so good.
Oh my gosh. I think I wanted to be Cindy growing up. I really did.
I mean, look at this lady. Can you believe Cindy is 60 years old?
No. I
Wait,
want to be her. Like that. I need to be her.
I mean,
wait, who? I noticed one of the, not you, but one of the ladies has a boot on in the one of the live videos.
She broke her foot while we were on tour, and so in true professional style, she wore the boot and still slayed.
I love it. I know. I saw a video that someone had taken. It wasn't good enough to play because it was kind of shaky. But you guys with Salt and Pepper, and you were singing "Want a man, want a man, want a mighty good man."
What a mighty good man.
I always think that's got to be fun for one artist to sing with another artist one of their big songs. That's got to be pretty cool, right?
It's absolutely awesome, and we love Cheryl and Sandra.
Yeah, who doesn't?
Here I go again, girl. What's my weakness, man? Telling that, chill it.
Rhona, you see, we have no problem singing on the spot.
Obviously.
I love it. Oh, that's so fun. And listen, a lot of folks I don't even think they realize that you were on the Jamie Foxx show. You had a recurring role on a Jamie Foxx show playing this. Was it Nicole? Was that the name, Nicole?
Mm-hmm. That was her name.
And you were Jamie's singing part. I gotta say, Jamie Foxx, what a talented guy.
One of the talented. He
could sing his butt off, that guy.
Sing, comedian, actor. I mean, he is like talented in droves.
Yeah, no, he was that had to be fun working with him on the set, no?
It was such a pleasure to watch all of them because Jamie's stupid talented, and then you were surrounded by other comedians, and just so much fun, so much creativity all the time.
I love it. And listen, regardless of everything you've done, throw it all away. Anything you've done, throw it away. The book and Vogue, just get rid of it. The humanitarian awards, nothing was better than your time on Homeboys in Outer Space. That's one of my.
Let me see. Was that on UPN 9? Because I think I watched it.
That was on UPN 9.
I knew it. I watched it. I swear to you.
Good for you, Suki. Good for you.
I love it.
I love it.
I love UPN, and I love like alternative programming. I was like, I'm gonna watch it. Why not?
So much fun and ridiculousness.
Ridiculous.
Oh my
We need ridiculousness in our lives.
I mean, when I saw Loquacia on Homeboys from out, I was like, oh, I gotta put that in there. And then I also read it. You popped up on Martin a couple times, right? What another great show back in the day.
Oh my gosh, right? Classic.
Oh my, just so great with Shanae and that whole cast of characters. Tommy, your head looks like a milk dud. Tommy.
When you're gonna get a job?
Right. Oh, it was so great. It was so great. So you guys are out on tour now. Are you done for the summer? I know you have something coming up, right?
Well, we just finished the tour of the mixtape tour in July, at the end of July. And now we're back to like our regularly scheduled programming. We do our spot gigs and stuff like that. But I wanted to say too, if you guys haven't seen it, since I know you're a big fan of the 80s, check out the Bring Back the Time music video that we did to promote the tour. It's in the 80s, and I think you would get a kick out of it.
Okay, all right.
I love that stuff.
I mean, look at you and Rick Astley right there.
There's Rick. Huh?
I love Rick Astley. Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down.
So amazing.
He looks really good, by the way. Can I just say that?
Yes.
He still looks young.
Yeah, for an English guy. I mean, like they could go wrong sometimes, you know.
What song did you guys sing with Rick?
We just did. He did the finale, so that we got Rick rolled. And
you got Rick rolled.
Rick roll.
All right. That's so funny. And New Kids, did you guys all do a song with them too, or no?
the collective song we did was Never Gonna Give You Up. We did a lot of, the cool thing about this tour is they had 2 stages.
Okay.
And so there was never a dead moment. If the main stage wasn't going, the B stage was going.
Wow.
If that was, you know, so they bounced back and forth, and it just was this continuous amount of stimulation and great music.
I just love that. You know what? I really feel that the reason why we love the 80s, I mean, we had to grow up to love become nostalgic, right? So, you know, the reason why this nostalgia is real, I think it's because this is the point I was trying to make to Shadoe.
Mm-hmm.
This was the music we all consumed, whether we liked it or not. We all listened to it on the radio. Right. We didn't have streaming services. Nobody was curating our music for us.
I mean, you couldn't pick it.
You couldn't pick it. You had to put a tape, record, hear the beat, you know, like, and then play it back again. I mean, there was like things that you did for your own mixtapes back in the days. I mean, I just think that that's something that keeps us all together. Like, we can all sit in a room and talk and be family because we consume the same stuff. Like, I feel bad for my kids half the time because I feel like they don't really get it. They don't get it.
Oh, because of the streaming, it's kind of all over the place, right? That's
and
true.
you want to hear a song, you punch it in and it's on 3 seconds later.
And let's say you're not into that kind of music. Like, I mean, we all listen to rap. We all listen to rock. We all listen to R&B. We all listen to pop. I mean, we listen to it all. We listen to new wave. I mean, Kate Bush. My son, I was dying. I was like, Kate Bush.
She's back. Yeah, Kate Bush.
There was a 9th grader that, like, in my freshman class that listened to Kate Bush. I was like, what is that song? Running Up That Hill.
Yeah, it's from
She
Stranger
was into
Things.
English music. And we all listened to it because she was into it. And, you know, it expanded our horizons.
It really did.
Yeah, I feel like kids need to get into that mode somehow.
Yeah.
You articulated that well.
Stranger Things certainly shot that back up to the top of the charts. It's wild.
Yeah, man.
It's wild. And
we
now
need to get her on the show, Kate Bush.
And well, we had. Do you remember? And again, Rhona, I don't remember his name.
Who?
Oh no! Do you remember, Souk? We had the guys on from Flock of Seagulls.
Flock of Seagulls.
And one of the managers, the guy who signed them to Decca Records.
Oh yes, he dated Kate Bush.
He dated Kate Bush back in the late '60s, and she had written a song that turned out to be about him. And we were talking about how her song came back around to #1.
Wow.
Over in the UK, and I think only like one of Cher's songs had done that. But this was the first time she went #1 early 70s, and then came back around.
We record.
Wow.
Same song.
In
same
her life.
song.
Nice.
She's never been #1 before.
That's wild. That's wild. Rhona, listen, you
are amazing.
I said you guys, you know, En Vogue is just I think En Vogue. I
iconic.
think, you know, I think sexy women. That's just me again.
I think iconic, strong.
And I just, you know, there you go. Case in point right there. Case in point. That's all.
He's so bad. He has like such a weakness for beautiful women. It's just so pathetic.
Rhona, I'm a married man. I'm in my basement. What am I gonna do?
What are you gonna do?
Rhona, what am I gonna do, Rhona? You're gorgeous.
Rhona, help me, please. Rhona, thank you so much. Just an absolute pleasure. Is there any? Do you know of anything like where people, other than the humanitarian awards coming up on September 9th?
Yes.
Now I guess that'll be recorded for TV later on, or is that live?
I don't know. As of right now, I don't think it's going to be televised, but don't hold me to that.
Okay.
Okay.
So and also we can just go to envogue.com or where we find all the dates of like your regular tour dates.
You could definitely go to envogue.com. I think we're going to be in Schenectady, New York.
Schenectady.
Yeah.
On September 3rd. So if you're in that area.
Nice. Yeah, that's like upstate New York a little bit, up by Albany. Beautiful. Rhona, thank you so much. Absolute pleasure. And just keep doing what you're doing. You guys are fantastic. Thank you so much
for
Tell
this.
Cindy I wanted to be her, okay? Just tell
I
her.
will. So many did, right? Until next time, y'all. Thank you. And
bye, Rhona.
In the chat.
Take care.
See you later, Miss R&B.
Bye, y'all.
Bye. I love it. So don't forget, she's got Saving Your Soul, which is out on books, paperbacks. You can get it on the Kindle.
Yeah.
Wow.
Check it out. I mean, if you're starting in the industry or have a friend that's starting in the industry who wants some words of advice, boots on the ground kind of advice, as Rhona was saying, definitely go pick it up. Check it out.
Ah, Suki, what a show.
Great show, my friend. I love you.
Sorry, it's come to an end.
Keeping it real. Keeping it real.
I don't know when's the next time we'll be back. We'll be back on a regular schedule sometime
Maybe
soon.
we should come back for your birthday or something like that, right?
Maybe. Yeah, but yeah, we might have a show next week.
Maybe. We'll see.
We've been working on one of the gentlemen from Simple Minds, Pia Toscano, big deal in the musical world right now. She's supposed to be coming on, so maybe we'll do another one next week. But anyway, listen, everybody. It's great to see everybody. Jeannie, Cherry, Yvonne Burns.
Cheryl Hull, David Wolf. We love you all. Sandra Crane. We love you.
Yeah.
Sean Overton. Hello, hello, hello. We love you.
And listen, if you get a chance, head out to Wisconsin and Michigan. And
show us your love. Show us your support.
Go get a hotel room and watch the show so we can get some good ratings.
And if you are in Michigan and Wisconsin, watch the show for us. Tell the station how much you love us. We'd appreciate it.
Suk, Shadoe Stevens, legendary. Rhona Bennett, legendary in Vogue. Philly Kid's not with us live, but we're going to leave you with the man himself. Bing, bang, boom. Everybody have a great weekend, great Labor Day weekend. If we don't see you, we'll keep you posted on everything that's going on. Here's Philly Kid. Good night.
Help, I lost myself again, but I remember you. Don't come back, it won't end well, but I wish you'd tell me to. Our love is 6 feet under. I can't help but wonder if our grave was watered by the rain. But roses blue, but roses blue. Again, retrace my lips, erase your touch. It's all too much for me. Blow away like smoke in the air. How can you die so carelessly? Our love is 6 feet under. I can't help but wonder if our grave was watered by the rain. But roses blue, but roses blue. They're playing our sound, laying us down tonight. And all of these clouds crying us back to life. But you're cold as a knife. 6 feet under, I can't help but wonder if our grave was watered by the rain. Blue, blue, oh again. Help, I lost myself again, but I remember you.
Wanna be Show. We are feeling good today.
Multi-Emmy Award-winning co-hosts Sukanya Krishnan and Scott Stanford captivate viewers with their infectious personalities
What you gonna do today?
and unmatched chemistry.
Irish
Suki, this is a Belgian accent. Don't you know your Belgian accent?
I do not.
Suki and Scott are hanging out with celebrities.
That's the best intro for a show I maybe have ever seen.
This is one of the funnest shows I've ever done.
You guys are talented amongst your own selves.
Can you paint with all the colors of the wind?
We'll be right back.
Elite comedians
Suki and Scott and Wayne. Got a big heart, Scott.
and entertainers from all four corners of the world. Suki and Scott share moments that make you think.
I just ate 2 grapefruits, and nothing sexual about what happened here, I gotta tell you.
Uplifting stories that inspire.
No matter how hard life gets or what you go through, you can always make it through.
And they'll make you smile.
I'm Mike Wallace.
Now more than ever, the world needs laughter.
Just slip out the back, Jack.
Suki and Scott are ready.
Okay, this one.
Let's laugh together. The Suki and Scott Show.
We love you.